everyone, and welcome to the Wisdom Digital Show. And thank you so much for you all being with us. So, today is a great pleasure because the guest today with me is none other than one of the very known personality in Singapore and Germany too, Mr. A Selvadurai Holman. So, thank you so much, sir, for being with us in today's show. And it's a privilege to be with you today. How are you?
It's my pleasure, first of all, Puran. I'm very well, and thank you for talking to me today.
Great. Thanks, sir. Thank you. So, sir, as many people know you very well in Singapore and Germany because you have worked there and contributed a lot, but would love to know if you can, share a bit about you so our audience know much from you only. That would be really great. If you can share.
Sure, my pleasure. Right, I'm 57 years old. I've started my career when I was 23. I graduated with an MBA from New Zealand, and I became a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Secretaries, Chartered Institute of Managers, Chartered Institute of Directors, and
Wow.
Chartered Institute of Corporate Managers. But besides all that, I had attended the University of Life for the past 25 years and met illuminaries and met
Wow.
great leaders from whom I've learned more than what I've learned in the universities.
That's so
Okay,
true.
so I became managing director of a German steel group, Frederick Gustav Theiss, and I helped them acquire a steel unit that belonged to Tata Group in Navsari in 2005, and I ran it till 2015, and I was chairman of that company in Navsari, right? And that's where JN Tata was born, right?
Oh.
And then I also acquired a steel company in Suzhou in China for the German group, and I did some work for them, and they acquired a company for them in Spain, in Bilbao. And
Wow.
I also was on the board of their holding company in the United States in Connecticut, Bristol, for 25 years. And after my early retirement in 53, I've just started an own company called Starkenberg. And Starkenberg, together with a German partner of mine, our main interest is to bring German family-owned SMEs into India and Indonesia,
Okay.
Southeast Asia.
Wow, I think it's on and on. There's so many contributions, so many impact you have made in this journey, sir. So glad to know. So, guys, if you want to know more about Mr. A Selvadurai, the detail is there in the description. You can check it out there. So, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. It's so amazing to hear from you all that.
Thank you again.
So, yeah, so one thing, Mr. Selvadurai, as an Indian student from Australia, and today being Mr. Ratan Tata's birthday, so what do you think about the first thing? What do you think about this Australian government award to Mr. Tata?
To be honest with you, I personally thank the Australian government for this award for Ratan Tata. But on the other hand, I think the Australian government is honored to have given this award to Ratan Tata. Right? It's an honor for Australia and the Australian government to bestow such a title on Mr. Ratan Tata. Sir Ratan Tata, I wish you a very, very, very happy, healthy, and prosperous 86th birthday.
Yeah, and from bottom of our heart and entire team, we want to wish Ratan Tata sir a very, very happy birthday, a long life. He is really icon, and he is he lives in the heart of I think every Indian. We're so privileged to have Sir Ratan Tata with us. It's so amazing.
I can assure you there are millions out there who are praying for him and wishing him happy birthday.
That's so true, sir. That's so true. And so, sir, one more thing. How do you see the Australia-India relation in the future?
Australia-India relations, the fact that they have bestowed this title on Ratan Tata, Sir Ratan Tata, shows that Australia takes India seriously. Right? And Ratan Tata is the iconic industrialist whom most of the foreign leaders admire. He's also an honorary citizen of the Singapore government, who has given him the honorary citizenship award, which is given to only a very limited and select.
Yeah.
Right? So, but I see Australia-India relations as a very important relationship for India as well as Australia.
Very
right?
Because
not only because there are thousands of people Indians living in Australia. Australia is a country endowed with natural resources, right?
Hmm.
And it's very important for India to
Hmm.
have a good strategic alliance with Australia.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I really see the relationship will improve from the day Ratan Tata was given this award.
Yeah. And one thing that going to touch every Indian heart is that not only Australia, everyone should take India seriously now.
To be honest with you, everyone should read this book, The India Way, right?
Oh.
By Foreign Minister Jay Shankar.
Hmm.
I would tell you, the whole world is taking India seriously. I've spoken to corporate friends in Germany, in Israel, in
Hmm.
Indonesia, in Spain, in the US, right? Everybody is looking at India differently since the last 10 years,
Hmm.
right? And in the last 5 years, people have started taking India very seriously. The
Hmm.
Germans are very conservative and very strict people who have always, some of the German
Yeah.
corporate leaders before used to tell me, Salva, the infrastructure in India is worrying. Look at India, do you think
Hmm.
we can start something there without any,
Correct.
red tapes? But
Hmm.
now the same people are telling me,
Hmm.
let's go into India,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And the three people who are responsible for this is Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Vivekananda for India. Swamiji has portrayed about India, whatever Swamiji wished for India is being
Hmm.
realized by PM Narendra Modi.
Hmm.
Swami Vivekananda had felt that India was a land of potentials, great
Hmm.
potentials untapped. He felt that
Hmm.
Indians had got lots to give the outside world. And
Hmm.
Narendra Modi, a charismatic leader, is
Right, sir.
delivering, right? And
Yeah.
we are also blessed with a great foreign minister like Dr. Jay Shankar, right? Narendra Modi created a precedent where the first time a diplomat, a career diplomat, has been appointed a foreign minister. And he has
Hmm.
proven to be the best foreign minister after Krishna Menon, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
after reading this book and after hearing his talks,
Hmm.
many of my corporate leader friends around the world are telling me, hey, let's look at India now. There's a time to look at India, right?
Yeah, so true, sir. And that's so fantastic. So, what do you think about, sir, this Air India acquisition by Tata's? Like, what's your view on that? Slightly different from what we are talking about, but what's your view on this also?
I salute Prime Minister Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah, and Jay Shankar for letting Tatas have Air India. All right, you know that Air India belonged to Tatas, and JRD Tata had the pilot license number one, right? And Air India was doing
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
well, right?
Yes. Yes.
After the government took over, and Air India has been flying for so many years and in such a bad financial state of affairs. The fact that Tata's took it as a challenge to accept Air India, to acquire Air India, salute to Ratan Tata, right? And I can assure you, in the next
Yeah.
5 years, Air India will be one of the best airlines in the world. Just give them 5 years. Why?
Yeah.
Because privatization, and like Modi says, there is no business for the government to be in business. So I think he has done the right thing in selling Air India to the Tatas, and I'm sure Tatas would have a top management to look at Air India, and they will change the entire Air India outlook. Right? The airlines, national airlines, is the most important thing for a
Right.
country. For example, Singapore Airlines, right? It has got such a beautiful reputation in the last 30 years. So whenever I sit in San Francisco, whenever I sit in Frankfurt, or when I sit in Spain, I sit in the airports, the first thing you see the national carrier, everybody start talking. Look at Singapore Airlines, the best airlines.
Hmm.
Let's take the airlines. So they know about Singapore because of Singapore Airlines. Likewise, now when they start looking at Air India and with the facilities, with the punctuality, with all the changes that Tatas are doing to Air India, I'm sure everybody will say, look at India. India is flying
Yes.
with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So now, as we're talking about the business, we are talking about the growth. One of the important thing in growth everywhere is business, and in business, it is the corporate leaders, right? Who are the Indian corporate leaders whom you admire? Would like to share on that?
Okay. I admire, I have met many Indian corporate leaders since the age of 19,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh,
And
since age of 19.
yes, I befriended
Wow.
a man called Dr. V.K.R.V. Rao, the first
Mm-hmm.
education minister of India, who was a Cambridge educated economist who built Delhi School of Economics. When I was
Oh,
19, I still keep his correspondences since 1995, right?
wow.
And Dr. V.K. Rao was a mentor for PM Dr. Manmohan Singh. And it was Dr.
Oh,
V.K. Rao who introduced me to Dr. Manmohan Singh in 1992.
okay.
And Dr.
Great.
Manmohan Singh wrote me a letter saying that V.K. Rao is one of the greatest Indians of the current century.
Hmm.
So then I had the good fortune of meeting Dr. I.G. Patel, who was
Mm-hmm.
Reserve Bank Governor of India, the first Indian to be Director London School of Economics, and I became a very close personal friend of his and his family. Dr. Prabhulal Agarwal, the chairman of Steel Authority of India,
Hmm.
who was a steel man of India
Hmm.
and who got the highest award from the German government for his steel activities. Mr. R.C. Bhargava, chairman of Maruti Suzuki. I
Hmm.
got to know him for the last 20 years, and I think he's one of
Hmm.
the best and honest corporate leaders in India. Maruti would
Okay.
never be where it is without Mr. R.C. Bhargava.
Okay. 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 Great. Great. And in current times, who are the Indian corporate leaders who really you appreciate, sir, like in this era?
Definitely, Ratan Tata is not a corporate leader, he's an industrialist. So I respect
That's right.
him. I've been in correspondence with him for more than 25 years. I have met him and I have also seen him in action. And I think he is somebody that the whole world should
Hmm.
emulate. He is
Hmm.
somebody all youngsters should want to become like. They should see him
Yes.
like a corporate
Hmm.
image where they must emulate the man. This is the man I would
Hmm.
recommend, honestly. He is,
Yeah.
is genuinely honest.
Okay. Great. So as an Indian, we know, and we really admire also Sir Ratan Tata, but would love to know from you, sir, that why is Ratan Tata different from other industrialists or so corporate leaders? What's your view on that? Like, how you find?
Okay, I'll tell you. You see, Ratan Tata, first of all, is not a corporate leader, he's an industrialist. There's a
Yeah.
difference between a corporate leader and industrialist. Ratan
So
Tata,
we're going to create a one podcast on that also, if you got your time, on this point also. Yeah, please go on, sir.
Sir Ratan Tata is genuinely honest, is genuinely humble, and he has a great passion for India, right? He will do anything for the rise of India,
Hmm.
right? And at the same time, if you see all his acquisitions, right,
Yeah.
he is above board, right? He practices Sanatana Dharma, even if
Hmm.
he doesn't claim to be a spiritualist. I see Ratan Tata as a Vivekananda in a modern suit
Oh.
because he lives by the principles and he is a
Hmm.
man of character.
Hmm.
He is even approachable to a 5-year-old kid. He even acknowledges anybody, any layman in the street. This is all
Hmm.
not something he pretends to be. He's
Hmm.
genuinely a person who likes to meet anybody, who is courteous to his colleagues, who is courteous to the guy in the street. So, and at the same time, a true visionary,
Hmm.
a true visionary. The Tata Group would never have grown to where it is today
Hmm.
without Sir Ratan Tata. J.R.D. Tata was a great man, a great
Right,
industrialist
sir.
himself. He built
Right.
the group, I know he brought the group to a different level, but Ratan
Hmm.
Tata brought it to a far different level, with his foreign acquisitions like Chorus, Jaguar, and many other acquisitions.
Hmm. So, Mr. Silvadurai, one more thing. What's your, you know, what are the opinion of some of the leaders across the globe about Sir Ratan Tata?
Sure, a very, very, very good question, and let me give you some answers. I'll just name a few of my good friends.
Hmm.
Hilmar Cooper was the chairman of Deutsche Bank and Daimler
Okay,
Chrysler.
okay.
Whenever we spoke about Ratan Tata, right, he always told me, Salva, that is an iconic industrialist that
Hmm.
India should treasure.
Hmm.
Dr. Lee Seng Tee, the chairman of Lee Foundation, the largest private foundation in Singapore,
Hmm.
who has got lectureships under his name in Ivy League universities.
Hmm.
Whenever Dr. Lee talks to me about Ratan Tata, he always tells me, Salva, I really admire the humility of this gentleman, and he's
Hmm.
definitely the best corporate leader or the industrialist that he has ever met. And
Hmm.
I mean, he has ever heard of. He has met
Hmm.
Virani Tata, but not Ratan Tata. So he says, definitely this is a man who every corporate leader should meet.
Hmm.
Lord Carrington, the former British Foreign Secretary and Secretary General of NATO, whenever I
Okay.
met him in Buckinghamshire, I
Hmm.
asked him, what do you think of Ratan Tata? He said, Salva, the iconic Indian industrialist whom
Hmm.
every country should have, is an Indian treasure,
Wow.
right? Dr. K.T. Lee, the
Hmm.
finance minister of Taiwan, who was the father of Taiwanese economy. They call him the
Hmm.
father of Taiwanese economy, Dr. Lee Kuo-ting,
Hmm.
who built up the semiconductor industry in Taiwan
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
who was economic advisor till he died at 92.
Hmm.
Dr. Lee used to tell me, this gentleman, Ratan Tata, is God's gift to India.
Hmm.
He is so unassuming and he's
Hmm.
such a visionary with
Hmm.
a passion for India.
Hmm.
Former Prime Minister of France, Raymond Barre,
Oh.
who knew J.R.D. Tata, he told me, Salva, when I look at Ratan Tata, is really, I really think India is blessed to have such a gem. It's a gem, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So great. Thank you so much, Salvadurai sir, for giving us time, and we will be keep continuing and will taking more of your time in future upcoming podcasts on trending topics, and
Sure.
would love to know from audience any other topic if you want to have a detailed conversations of ours with Mr. Salvadurai. You can let us know, as well as you can send your questions, and we will definitely send across to Esiludrai sir, and would love to know his views. So thank you so much, sir, once again for being with us and lightening us in all different aspects. It's always a privilege and to have with you. Thank you.
Pleasure, Puran. Just one note before I end. You will see India, the next economic superpower within the next 10 years. If you allow Prime Minister Modi, Amit Shah ji, and Dr. Jay Shankar to work and be in power. Thank you.
Definitely, we will be, sir. Thank you so much for your great wishes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this. And we'll be coming up with our one more guest next time with one more trending topics. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.